destroyed.
ETS Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back to another episode of the Jets Ward. I am your host, Ryan Ward, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys. It is game day for the New York Jets. First preseason game. I'm so excited. AG has said all the starters are playing. All of our players are going to get a chance to get back on that field and play against the Green Bay Packers. The Jets have boarded the planes. They're heading to Green Bay. This is a great day, guys. Football is back. I'm sure you guys have been watching some of the games over the weekend so far. Thursday, yes, today. Oh, man, football is back. I'm so excited. And today, getting into it, the first thing I have to do before we get into it, I want to thank all of the subscribers that I have. Thank you guys for making this channel so much fun. If you're coming in, if you've been here before, thank you so much. I really, really enjoy having you here. That you make this channel so much fun, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content. And if you are new here, welcome back. You know, whether you're a Jets fan, a fan of another team, or just a casual NFL fan, you are always welcome here in the Jets Ward. It is a safe space for you. But like I said, I got a fun one for you guys in this episode. And getting into it, the thing that I want to talk to you guys about today is players who I am going to be keeping a close eye on during this game. And the reason I want to watch these players specifically, I have 10 players in mind. I have 5 offensive players and 5 defensive players. And the reason I want to see these players specifically, I know some of them that I bring up probably aren't going to play a ton, but some of these are potential starters on the team. Some of them are players trying to fight for a spot on this roster. And some have been killing it in training camp so far. So I want to see if they can translate that into a preseason game against another pro team that's going to play them very hard. The Packers defense, if they're playing some starters on that defense, they have a solid defense. And if Jordan Love is playing, our defense is going to have to be at top of their game, because Jordan Love is a very good young quarterback, and they have some weapons over there. Matthew Golden in Green Bay is a monster and has been tearing it up so far. And the whole receiver room, honestly, they have weapons over there, and they're not afraid to use them in Green Bay. But before we get into it, I get it's just a preseason game. I get it. But to me, this is some of the most important times because we're getting to see some of these younger players, see what they got, see if they're all the hype or if they're only hype. This is such a fun time. I understand it's preseason. We hope for no injuries for either team. We just hope for some good football and for our team to look good. But getting into the first player I want to see that I'm going to have a close eye on, and I don't even think he's going to play that much, maybe a series or two, is Justin Fields. And honestly, guys, Justin Fields, you know me. I am a big fan of him. I'm really excited to have him on this football team. He's one of my guys that I wanted in the free agency this year. I wanted him to be the Jets quarterback. He has struggled so far in training camp. He's had some good days. He has some really good days, but a lot of it, his timing is off. He's holding on to the ball too much. There have been issues so far. I don't want to panic. I don't think it's a bad thing. He's looking better. And he's trying to pick up a new offense as well. New receivers, got Garrett Wilson, who he's got a relationship with. But other than that, he doesn't really know these receivers that well. His top tight end, Mason Taylor, has been hurt. He's dealt with drops. There's been issues for him. But I'm really excited to see him on the field, even if he's in for a series or two. I want to see that he's confident, that he's precise, that he's making the tough throws, that he's making smart decisions when he runs to get down so he doesn't injure himself. He needs to perform to show Jet fans that we could be confident in him. And again, preseason game, what can we take from it? We can take that he's decisive, confident, making the throws, that he's able to run this offense efficiently. So he's going to be one player that I'm going to be keeping an eye on definitely during this game because I want to see him play well. I really, really do, and I have a lot of faith in this kid that he's going to bounce back and be our franchise quarterback for years to come. I'm really hoping for that. But the next player is Malachi Corley. This is a guy who's, honestly, in my opinion, fighting for a spot on this team. He has not had a great training camp. He's been dinged up. He's been having drop issues. He's been having mistakes on the kickoffs and punt return when they have him over there. He is a player that needs to step up, that needs to play well in these games to at least have a spot on this team, because there's the wide receiver room other than Garrett Wilson is a toss-up. We have some good players there, but right now Malachi Corley's on the bottom of the list, and I want to still have faith in the kid because he can be an electrifying talent with the ball in his hands. The problem is he just isn't showing that talent, and it's still a struggle for him. And the problem is, too, this coaching staff didn't draft him, so they probably have no issues cutting him, if they need be, for players that are performing better. And I'm going to get into some of those players that he's competing with on this team. But Malachi Corley needs to step up and show that he deserves to be a weapon on this team and to at least make the team. But getting into the third player, I got Brandon Smith. This is a player that Malachi Corley is competing with. Brandon Smith has been lighting it up in training camp. He's always open. He's been playing very, very well, has great hands, very athletic for his size. He's a big guy. This is somebody who a lot of Jet fans have a lot of confidence in to be that wide receiver 2 option if Josh Reynolds is hurt, if Allen Lazard doesn't step up. Brandon Smith has been, other than Garrett Wilson, has been one of the more dominant receivers in training camp. And he's somebody to keep an eye on, because if he can perform in these preseason games how he's performing in training camp, this kid's a lock to make the team. And don't be shocked if you see a lot of him on the field, because he's got a lot of freaking talent. He is somebody who's been very impressive to me this offseason so far, and I'm liking what I see. I think AG can get a lot out of this guy, and he's somebody who I'm really hoping does very well in these preseason games to make this team and to be a very complimentary piece to Garrett Wilson, because he's tough as hell. He's quick. He's powerful. Watch out for this guy. He's got the size. He can block as well. Brandon Smith is showing a lot. He's not somebody to be sleeping on, in my opinion. Somebody who can be a weapon for this team. But these preseason games matter for him. He needs to show that. Next one is Arian Smith. Arian Smith. I love Arian Smith. I love the speed he's got. I think he could be a good kick returner, punt returner. I think he could be a Deshaun Jackson type of receiver with that speed. The biggest issue, and he's still getting it from the media, that it was a bad pick, that he dealt with a lot of drops. And honestly, that's a big concern, the drops. If he can get those down like a Jameson Williams has done for the Detroit Lions and be a productive receiver, this kid could be an elite receiver in this league with that speed, with solid hands. He's been a great route runner as well. And if he can contribute on kick return and punt return, I got Jamal Pritchett as our kick returner and punt returner. But if Arian Smith can complement those guys and be a great slot receiver or just a burner down the field, he could be a top weapon for this team and a weapon for years to come. But he's got to be able to show that he's staying focused, can catch the ball. The drops cannot be an issue this offseason. I don't think he's in jeopardy of not making the team unless he completely has a disaster of a preseason. But he's been looking very good in training camp and somebody who I'm very excited to see in the game today. So I'm going to keep watching Arian Smith as well. Getting into the next one, Jeremy Ruckert. Oh, man, Jeremy Ruckert has been disappointing in my opinion. You're seeing all the things on X and on the news about the Jets. The drops. Mason Taylor has been hurt. And honestly, Stone Smart's been doing great as a receiver, but he's not much of a blocker. Jeremy Ruckert was supposed to be somebody who can block and be a solid receiver, and it's just not working. The drops are a big problem with him right now. And he's competing not with just Mason Taylor and Stone Smart. John Beck, who we have as fullback, can play tight end too. And that's somebody who he's competing with. And Beck has been having a great training camp so far. He's been doing very, very well. Jeremy Ruckert's in jeopardy of not making the team, in my opinion. Now, could we trade him? Possibly. But he's somebody who I want on this team. He's a big Jet fan and somebody who went to college with Justin Fields, so they have a relationship already. He's got to work on the drops and be able to block and hold up in blocking and hold up in the pass game. He's somebody who you need to watch to have a big preseason, not just in this game, but in all the preseason games. because if he wants to make this team, he needs to be the Jeremy Ruckert that we've hoped that he was when we drafted him. A very underrated receiver and a great blocker. That's the Jeremy Ruckert we want. He needs to step up and be that player. Next one, we get into our first defensive player. This is Michael Clemens. Guys, you might not like it, and I wasn't very happy about it. Well, I wouldn't say I was happy. Not happy. I was shocked. You might not like him. He's been dominating in training camp so far. He has been a solid edge rusher, powerful run stuffer on that D-line. He's been blowing up a lot of plays. And with JJ out, he's been the starter with Will McDonald. So he's somebody who, if AG can unlock this guy's potential, he could be something on this defensive line. And I'm shocked I'm saying this about Michael Clemens, but he's been showing out in training camp. And that would be a damning indictment on the old regime that they couldn't get this guy's potential because he has elite size. He has a lot of athleticism, a lot of power. You just got to keep him under control. And if he can do that, if AG can get him to do that and Wilkes can get him to do that, this guy could be a wrecking ball on that defense like he's been showing out in training camp. So he's somebody to watch that I'm very interested to see. If he performs well in this preseason game, he might have a lock on this team. If you asked me that in the beginning of the offseason, I would have said, no, he's gone. But he's been performing very well. And my buddy, That's So Krista, has been saying that she's part of his fan club now too, because she's seeing how well he's doing. So I might be jumping on that ship too. He's been doing very, very well, and he's been impressing me a lot in training camp so far, but I need to see it in these games, all right, to see if he deserves a spot on this team. The next guy is Peyton Page. This guy's been a dominant figure in training camp so far as a defensive tackle. He was an undrafted free agent, and we also got Fatorma Mulba, who you haven't heard much about. But Peyton Page, along with Byron Cowher and Derek Nottie and Tafulu, have all been very, very good. Nottie you haven't heard much about. I wish we'd hear more about him because he's somebody I really, really like. But Peyton Page has been dominating in the run stuffing and pass rushing ability. This kid has a great chance to make this team as a rotational defensive tackle. And honestly, Leonard Taylor III, we've been hearing a lot about too. Imagine having Leonard Taylor III and Peyton Page, who both have very similar skill sets, but both get to the passer and both solid in the run game. And then you have Byron Cowher as a big pass rusher as well. And Quinnen Williams rushing up the middle. That could be a monstrous defensive line, guys. If Peyton Page is a diamond in the rough type of player, the Jets struck gold with him as undrafted free agent then. And he's somebody that I want to see break out in these preseason games and be elite and be that great run stuffer like I think he can be, and pass rusher. So he's somebody I'm going to keep an eye on as well getting into it. The next guy, number 8, I got Francisco Mauigoa. He was not a fan. I was not a fan of his when the Jets drafted him. I thought there were better linebackers on the board, but from what I've seen in training camp for the day that I was there and from what I've been watching in the clips and hearing online, the kid's been balling out. And honestly, if he keeps playing the way he's doing, I would love to have him and Jamie Sherwood and Quincy Williams as my linebacker group out there. You can talk about McCrary Ball as well, who's been showing out, but Francisco Mauigoa brings in a big run stuffing ability and can get to the passer as well. I don't know how good he is as a pass blocker and coverage. I don't think he's great, but he's had a couple interceptions so far, so maybe he's much better as in pass coverage than I think. But he seems like he's everywhere on the field in training camp and somebody who's been doing very, very well. So I hope he keeps that up in the training or the preseason games. And if he does, maybe Muji hit gold with this late round draft pick in Francisco Mauigoa. I would love to see it. He's been performing well, so let's see him keep going with it. Getting into the next one, number 9. I got Jordan Clark. This is another kid who's been a steal so far. Undrafted free agent from Notre Dame. We signed him and he was a safety. and we're moving into nickelbacker, slot corner behind Michael Carter. And honestly, he's been doing very, very well, having a lot of pass breakups. A lot of the times we see Tony Adams making a big interception. Guess where the ball was deflected by? This guy, Jordan Clark. He's been locked down in coverage. He's been very, very good. Tough-nosed tackler, not afraid to tackle you. He is something special. And he was somebody earlier in this offseason when I did my 53-man roster prediction. I'll be doing another one, so just wait for that coming out on Monday. Honestly, he's somebody who I believe could make this team anyway. Somebody who I really, really liked that they signed. And honestly, I would love to see Jordan Clark on this team. And if Michael Carter goes down, I'm comfortable with Jordan Clark coming in and taking those responsibilities as our slot corner, or even as a safety if we need him to do it. He can do it. And he's been a tough-nosed player and a leader on that Notre Dame defense, and somebody who I can see being a leader on this Jets defense in the future. But getting into the last guy I have on here, Harrison Mavis. We still have a big kicking competition, him and Nick Folk. And I know when Nick Folk was signed, a lot of people were like, well, Nick Folk won the kicking job. I was one of them, because Nick Folk has been fantastic the last couple of years, has been a leading kicker in the league the last couple of years. Mavis, the thicker kicker, has looked great in other leagues. And the Jets signed him, and he beat out Caden Davis. And then the Jets signed Nick Folk. He has a mountain to climb if he wants this starting kicking job. He's got to prove that he's better than Nick Folk and can make those clutch kicks. And maybe he'll get some in this preseason game. He needs to be at the top of his game if he wants to continue on this team and give Nick Folk a battle for that starting kicking position, which I think it's going to be really, really tough for him, honestly, because Nick Folk is still very, very good in my opinion, and I don't think he's slowing down anytime soon. And I like Harrison Mavis. I'd like to see him do very well. So he's a player that I'm going to keep an eye on as well in this preseason game. But guys, those are all the players that I'm going to be keeping an eye on in this first Jets preseason game. I'm so excited. Football is back, baby. I am pumped. Now I know there's going to be a lot of players that you're going to be focusing on as well. Let me know what players you are going to be focusing on in the Jets preseason game. And for other fans that are tuning into this channel, let me know players that you've been impressed with so far on your team, and players, if your team has not played a preseason game yet, let me know who you are watching, who you're keeping an eye on for your team as well. And guys, I'll be going live Saturday night to talk about my reaction to the game as well. We'll be going live tonight, talking about my reaction to the preseason games, things I liked, things I didn't like, and talking about the coaching staff as well. I'd love for you to join me as well. But again, guys, thank you so much for joining me in the JETS Jets Ward. Thank you so much. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for any updates of when I post videos. And again, guys, thank you so much again, and I'll see you in the next one.